Hey guys, it's Jay, and welcome to another episode of Quick Tips. I think that's what we're calling this series. We've got a few helpful videos that we've put out in the past. Anyway, today's topic is Turo. When we first started researching our Hawaii trip in the summer of 2022, we knew we wanted to rent cars and get out and drive around and see the world on our own terms. We just didn't know exactly how we wanted to do that. Most of the options involved getting ourselves from the cruise port to maybe the airport or a local rental car agency. And then we came across this app called Turo. Now, we're not sponsored by Turo, but we just want to spread the word because we've had good experiences and it's helped us out a lot in our travels. It's basically, I always call it the Airbnb of rental cars. It's a third-party company that basically lets private vehicle owners rent their cars to people who need them, like us when we're in cruise ports. So today I'm going to sort of go through the process of renting a car on their website. They also have an app, which is helpful to have, especially during your rental period. What we look for in a vehicle, delivery options, where we have our cars delivered, the addresses we use, and things like that. So let's jump on the Turo website. So first things first, you are going to need to make an account. I've already done that, so I don't get to go through that process today, but I remember it being pretty easy. I think you have to upload a driver's license at some point, just to prove that you can handle a vehicle. And sometimes the owners that we rent with will request a picture of you holding your driver's license as verification. But let's jump right in. Actually, one of the first things I want to do is to go down the website here and look at their frequently asked questions, because I was just on here today and thought, ooh, this is some helpful information. You do have to be 18 years or older in the U.S. to rent a car. There we go. Do you need your own insurance? They do offer insurance through Turo, but here's some nice words about how insurance works. You can go to Turo.com and read all of this wonderful stuff yourself. Having other drivers, cancellation policy, usually it's 24 hours prior to the trip. What happens if there's an accident? Can I get my car delivered? That was one of the main selling points of Turo for us. And how do I get discounts? Man, I wish I knew, because they don't offer referral codes, promo codes, anything like that. So we do not have discounts or referral codes for Turo. Anyway, let's start the process of looking for a car. So let's just say we are going to be in, there we go, my recent search history, Honolulu. And let's pick a date in the future sometime. Oh, the website got stuck. Technical difficulties. There it goes. Let's just go for something like the 7th of June. And let's just say we want to rent that car for one day. It already had 10 a.m. filled in. That's perfect. How about 7 o'clock? Okay. So we're going to click the magnifying glass, and search results are hopefully going to come up. Now, one thing I like to do, so you're going to get all these options, and look at these prices. That's not bad. I like to go under the more filters, because there's a few things that I like to play with under here. First off, this is going to limit our options a little bit, but I do like to put automatic transmission, because I do not want to drive a stick shift around, let's just say Hawaii or somewhere. Let's for now go with all-star hosts, which are some of the people that have the highest ratings on Turo. You don't have to do that, but it's kind of like the trusted thing. And down here at the bottom, there's something that's called the app unlock. Now, Turo, when it first started, you had to go and meet the owner, and take pictures of the car and things like that, and then you would have to meet them again to drop off the car. They started this thing called Turo Go, where you can use the app to unlock the car, and you don't even have to have face-to-face contact with the owner. How antisocial and awesome is that? So let's look at our 48 whopping results and see what's happening. Oh, let's also sort by low to high, because that's how we do. Oh, what have we got here? Let's just click on, what would I actually drive? How about a Tiguan? That looks like it has enough headspace and stuff for me. 10 photos, that's not a bad start there. Hey, Trevor, what's up? I always like to check the pickup and return location to see if they offer delivery. So there's the pickup location. Oh, see, they only offer pickup from B&B crash pads. I don't know what that is. So that's not going to work for me because I want delivery. Let's close that and go back to the search. I thought there's a filter in here where you can say delivery, but if it's in there, I've overlooked it. So I'm just going to click around like a fool and see what we can come up with. How about, what is that? That looks kind of small. Could I drive that? So what are our delivery options? Pickup and return. There we go. So they offer, delivery to the airport for $120. Oh, but you do have delivery to a bunch of local area hotels for $40. There's the reviews. Reviews look good. Oh, they'll go to Moana for free. Well, gosh, that's cool. And if any of these hotels are walkable from, you know, you could hoof it. Oh, there's their delivery address, custom address for $120. But if you could walk from the cruise terminal or wherever you're going to be to any of these locations, you could save some bucks there. All right, not bad, not bad. Let's jump back and see what else. Teslas? There's a RAV4. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look and see, but I thought there was a filter that would tell you like delivery costs. Okay, that's $100 to take it to the airport, or $120 to have it delivered anywhere you want. And I'll get into the addresses that we actually use for the cruise ports a little bit later on. Let's do something that's going to widen these up again. Let's just say I don't really care about necessarily the app unlock, even though it's really handy, but I want to see more results. So this might mean that I might have to actually talk to this owner in person and have them deliver the car, you know, on the day of the car. Oh, Nissan Versa, Fiat. These are kind of small for me. Here, let's do this. More filters. I want an SUV. We're going to get fancy with it. A CRV, I could fit in one of those. Oh, there's a Rogue. All right, so let's look at this Rogue. What are your delivery fees, friend? Pick up and return. $40 to the airport. All right, not ideal. Let's see. I was playing on here earlier and I found a couple. Ooh, this looks like one I think I saw earlier and I thought that would be good to point out. Nissan Rogue 2020. Ooh, they got 20 pictures of the thing. That's pretty good. They offer, $65 airport delivery. So if you were flying in, $45 to local area hotels, or $50 for a custom address. Now that's a winner right there. $50 is not a bad delivery fee for custom address. But anyway, for now, let's just pretend we're staying at the Outrigger and go through some of the process of seeing if we can book this thing. Okay, our times are good. It's going to be the Outrigger. It's got 4.98 stars. They have all sorts of add-ons down here. Beach chairs, coolers. The owners on Turo are, all the ones we've had have been really nice. Anyway, let's jump up here. So let's continue. So it's $39 a day. I think it gave me a little bit more of a breakdown up there. Now, of course, you know, they're going to add fees and things on here because Turo is taking a cut. Okay, so here's some extras we can add on. What else you got? Oh, a prepaid refuel, because you do have to fill the car up before you bring it back to drop it off. But you can do a prepaid refuel. There's some beach gear. I don't usually do the prepaid refuel because it's expensive, but sometimes it's hard to find a, what's it called? A gas station in some of these ports. Protection plans, let's look at those. So you've got the minimum protection plan, which there's your maximum out of pocket, and it's basically a minimum liability. You've got a standard protection plan, you've got a premier protection plan. So let's just say, I want to do the bare minimum. Sure. All right, there we are. We got free cancellation. We've chosen no extras. We got the protection plan, payment method. All right, I don't really want to hit book because that would be rude, and then I'd probably have to cancel it. But there's the breakdown. So it was $39. They put a trip fee, which is the fee that Turo is basically taking off of this. It was $10 for my insurance for the day, $45 delivery fee, sales tax, and it's unlimited mileage. Some of them do have mileage things on there. So $120 for the day. Now, this is not always going to be your cheapest option. You might be able to find a rental car for less than this. Or sometimes you can actually choose to Uber or Lyft from where you're going to be over to the person's house or location to pick it up if you didn't want to do the $45 delivery fee. You know, might be able to work some math there and do some magic, but anyway, that looks like a winner to me. Okay, let's move on to something else now. So I kind of said earlier, I do recommend getting the app. The app is really helpful for check-in because normally what happens on the day of, whether you've chosen the remote unlock or not, is you would either go to where the car location is or meet the owner at the location. You're asked to take interior and exterior photos before your trip, and then vroom vroom, you have fun wherever you're going, and then you take photos after your trip, you know, just to show, document damage, prove there was no damage before you picked it up so they can't pin it on you, stuff like that. That's really the whole process, though. That most of the owners that we've dealt with have had really great communication. They're excellent at dealing with special requests, or, you know, oh, I need to keep the car an extra hour. Oh, I need to drop it off an hour early. Need to change my pickup location, things like that. So we've had really good luck so far, personally, and I think we've used this service, I'm going to say probably 6 or 8 times around the Hawaiian Islands, and also one time in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So let's go ahead and get down to the addresses part, shall we? Let's Google Map. Welcome to the Hawaiian Islands. Let's start here. Actually, let's start with Honolulu itself. Now, usually this is going to be an embarkation port if you're doing something like Pride of America on Norwegian. Sometimes it is a port of call. The ships come in right down here. So Pride of America comes in at Pier 2. And the address, let's do this. The address that we normally give is actually the address of the pier. Typically, the people will, do the car exchange right here outside the terminal. We've only really had to do that, I think, once or twice where we picked up a car in Honolulu here, because typically we're in Honolulu, we're staying a few days. But anywhere in here, there's not really a specific address other than maybe the cruise terminal address, which is this 521 Moana Boulevard in Honolulu. So that's what I would use if you're at Pier 2, which is where Norwegian usually uses. Now, sometimes, if you have Honolulu as a port of call, you're not going to be at Pier 2. There is another option up here, which is at Pier 11. Where are you? Not there. You're down here. Pier 11 Cruise Ship Terminal. We've never had to come in here, but when we visited Hawaii on Princess, we thought we were, because a lot of times Princess will use this terminal. And the address that we were using here was this Memorial Park, because see, there's a parking lot right there. So 610 Bishop Street would have been the address that we were going to use if we had had to go into this terminal, which we have not had to do. Let's wander over to the Big Island. We'll start with Hilo. So typically in Hilo, when I say typically, I think the only option is you're going to come in here, Pier 1 at the port of Hilo. We have our pickup spot B right across the street at the Keaukaha General Store. We always pick up a musubi, some onion potato chips, things like that, but super easy. You just come straight out of the terminal. Let's see, terminal building is back here. You just walkie, literally across the street. There it is. So super simple. Oh yeah, what's the actual address? 11 Silva Street in Hilo. Now over on the other side of the Big Island is Kona. We have never actually rented a car in Kona. We've always found it very walkable. If we were going to rent a car, now this is usually a tender port and you're going to come in right here at the Kailua Pier. The address we would use, I would say, would be this Courtyard. So you could arrange probably this stuff back here, I guess, is the parking lot for the Courtyard. So I would probably use, where is it? This Palani Road address if we were picking up a car in Kona, I would say. But again, we've never done that personally. Now let's wander over to one of our favorites, the island of Maui. So most times you will be here in the port of Kahului. The cruise pier is right up here, and our pickup spot is usually right across the street, because you have to make your way all down here, through this security zone, and you end up walking right here along this street, and there is a drugstore across the street. Not the CVS. Where'd the little icon go? Well, I saw it a minute ago. It was Long's Drugs. There it is, Long's Drugs Pharmacy. So we typically ask for our pickup and drop off to be at 70 East Kaahumanu. That's not how you say that. Avenue. Kaahumanu. There we go. Now, this is one also, interestingly enough, that you find yourself, if you're on Pride of America, having an overnight in this port. And we get the question, where do you park your car overnight? And my answer is always check with the owner of the vehicle to see where they are comfortable with you leaving the vehicle. When we were first plotting out our adventure here, we were told, oh, Long Drugs doesn't care if you leave your car there overnight. We saw in other forums, oh, yes, they do. There's signage all over the place saying, do not leave your car overnight. When we got there, we saw no such signage. And I consulted with the vehicle owner, and they said, yes, I am comfortable with you leaving my car at Long's Drugs overnight. We did. We did not have issues. But again, communicate that with the vehicle owner. You'd hate to do something that they weren't comfortable with and have something happen to the vehicle. So just a thought there. Now let's stay on Maui, but head over toward Lahaina. Now, of course, with the recent fires and everything, Lahaina is going through a lot right now, so you're probably not going to be encouraged to visit at this very moment, but in the future when things open back up, certainly. We have rented one car in Lahaina, and we actually had to Uber over to the gentleman's house to pick it up. But if you were requesting a pickup, I would say right down in the area of the banyan tree. It should be the intersection of hotel and front. There we go. Because I want to say the tender vessels bring you right into this dock. Let's bring it a little more centered. And yeah, you can see from this overhead footage. Oof. But you would come down Wharf Street and there's the banyan tree right here around Hotel in front. I'm not sure the actual address, but maybe when Lahaina gets back up and running, we'll come up with an actual address or something that you can use then. The last port you're likely to find on your itinerary is going to be the island of Kauai. You should be coming in, I believe, here at Lihue or Nawiliwili. Here's Nawiliwili Harbor. Now, the first time we ever rented a car here, let's do it like this. There is the cruise ship terminal. We ended up making our way down Kanoa Road to Wilcox, turning on Nawiliwili up here to what they call the Anchor. Oh, I'm not there yet. There it is, the Anchor Cove Shopping Center. That was a good little haul. It was a good pickup spot, and there's a lot of parking just in case you were going to get somebody to leave a car or something like that, but it was a good little walk. Since then, we've been able to ask people, because there are parking spots right here at the intersection of Wilcox and Nawiliwili, and you can see sort of how much closer that is right here. If you zoom in, there is a little lane, and they allow parking right along this lane. So typically, we found a couple of folks that you can come right out and they will leave the vehicle for you, parked in this lane, and you just click that app and open the car. That has been my favorite thing so far. But so I would say around the intersection of those two roads, or worst case, you just come up here and request the drop-off at 3416 Rice Street, and that will get you at the shopping center, which seems to be the closest nearby approved large parking lot. And that is about all I can think of to say about Turo. So again, third party, you are dealing with independent vendors. You know, it's like if you went to Airbnb, you might come across a host that was not quite as good as some other Airbnb hosts. But in general, we have had wonderful experiences with Turo. And, you know, they do offer the insurance. They've got that whole keyless entry thing. They've got the photos before and after. So we felt very secure about, you know, damages being reported, not having things, you know, pinned on you, anything that would be a worry with a rental car, really. So, and again, not sponsored, but just thought this was helpful and wanted to pass it along. So that's it for this video. So hopefully you enjoyed, got a little bit of information. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, become a Paromaniac today, socialize all our media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time, rock on.